In memory of Moonbrita, Nymphilia wishes to gather the scions and honor the fallen Moonbrita. As Moonbrita was a native of Sharlayan, I feel it is only fitting that we gather before the mark of the scholar. Are you familiar with the stone? Is this the one in Mordona? 'Tis a monument found at Rathfrost and is sacred to Thaliak, guardian deity of the city of learning. There shall we pray for our dear friend's soul and bid her a peaceful return to the light of the Mother Crystal. The loss of those close to you is never easy, and Yida was closer to Moonbrita than most. I don't want to believe she's really gone. As ever, I was a step too late. Was there aught we might have done to save her? 'Tis foolish to torture oneself with such thoughts, but the heart is oft times deaf to quiet reason. All right. Yeah, so it is Mordona. Ugh. No, that's not. Thank you. Yeah, because there's a bunch of stones, I think, throughout the Realm Reborn areas that are I think they're of the gods, but they said the scholar, but then that may just be Thaliak, so yeah. That marking on, I'm obviously very scholarly, but I assume it's like to Thaliak or whatever, not specifically to scholars.
Forgive me, Moonbreeder. Had I been quicker or wiser... But I was not, and you paid the price. But you would not suffer us to wallow in our sorrow, would you? You would tell us to pick ourselves up and get on with it. And so we shall. We shall defend this realm and her people to the last.
Life for death, a fair exchange. Other bargains will be struck.
What bargains will those be? Okay, I can think of a few. I mean, Horsefant is probably considered one of those, and Ysayle. So that's probably what he's referring to. But, I mean, he may just be speaking in general. Like, basically, there's going to be more death, more sacrifice before this is over. Yeah, I kind of wish I had done this last night. You know, just because the emotion of everything that happened, you know, isn't there like it was last night. The rising stones feel somehow colder. Moonbrita always carried with her such an abundance of warmth and cheer. We must find some means of protecting ourselves from Ascian intrusions. There must be a way. I don't feel much like talking at the moment. If you could just give me some time. I loathe to see Ida in such pain, but I have not the words to comfort her. Can you imagine it? I, Papalimo, the one who has an eloquent comment for every situation, am at a loss for words. They clearly do a good job of what's the word I'm looking for? Like reinforcing, you know, the loss of Moonbrita, who, you know, was, again, a very, for the lack of a better term, short-lived character. But they do a lot in the characters' responses to it and everything to, you know, kind of create more weight to that loss. Though we have said our farewells, the pall of sadness has diminished but little. Forgive me. As antecedent, 'tis my job to be the pillar of strength for all others to lean upon. Yet also believe the grief we feel now is precious in its own way, and not to be lightly swept aside. Do you not agree, Lavenza? Yeah, and it turned out this was a really short quest, too, so I could have done it last night. But I didn't know. I was like, if this is going to be like another, you know, 30 minutes, 40 minutes or something like that, there may be a cutscene after this. I don't know. Yep, there is. 'Tis as if a dagger has been thrust into my breast. But 'tis a pain we must learn to bear if we are to forge ahead with our duty. The battles we have fought have taken the lives of so many. Louisoix, Moonbrita, our fellows at the Waking Sands. Their spirit and dedication to our cause, however, will never be lost as long as we rise to fight once more. I hardly need remind you of this, of course. 'Tis for my own benefit that I repeat these words, a reaffirmation of mine own chosen path. If I do not rebuild the foundation of my resolve, I am like to collapse in a fit of weeping. My apologies again, Lavenza. There is no other to whom I could display such weakness. You are my pillar of strength, and I fear I shall have need of your steadfast presence in the days to come. A victory won, a comrade lost. To honor the fallen, the living forge ever on toward the light of a new day. Okay, obviously that was a, I think, probably the end of 2.5. Because typically that's where that stuff comes in. Mask of Grief. Nymphilia has a request to make of you. Have you a moment, Lavenza? I believe Yida wished a word with you. I should consider it a personal favor if you would send a sympathetic ear to her troubles. She has not been herself since Moonbreeda's passing, and my heart aches to see her so downcast. Well, she didn't want to talk a minute ago. Will she have changed her mind? I mean, clearly she will have. Hey, it's Lavenza. Great. Oh, it's no use. I'm trying to stay positive, but it's just hard, you know? The thing is, I know Moon would tell me off if she saw me moping around like this. Which is why I decided to cheer myself up by getting her a special flower. I placed an order for a moon daisy with Rowena a little while ago, and it's ready to be picked up. The trouble is, I find Rowena a bit difficult at the best of times, and, well, this isn't one of them. I know it's silly, but I just can't face it at the moment. So I was wondering, do you think you could maybe collect it for me? I have the coin to pay for the flower right here. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for you, and the daisy, at Rathfrost. I don't know if it's Rathfrost or Wraithfrost. Does it matter? Or is it Bayou Frost? God. Going through, you know, last night's footage, you know, to put on YouTube. It just... I mean, I called her Royale or whatever, because it was like the closest thing I could think of how to pronounce that. And it was completely off. Again, I've mentioned it before, but there's going to be a lot of that in Heavensward. The least they could do is actually introduce the character in a voiced cutscene where some other character says their name. Just so I don't go on, you know, with some absurd alternative for hours. What can I do for you today, adventurer? Eldritch trinket to trade? Flower payment. A sack of gil received from Yida in exchange for a single moon daisy. Huh? They've got you running errands now. Them scions really know how to make the most of your talents, don't they? Sending the savior of Eorzea to the bleeding market. Fine use of your time, that is. I mean, it's not like she's much. I mean, she doesn't send me out to do stuff, but it's like clearly you kind of know I'm doing a whole bunch of menial crap, you know, when I come in with buckets full of tomes. Seriously, though, you best learn how to say no, or they'll have you mucking out the chocobo stables next. Anyway, what was it you were here to pick up? The moon daisy, was it? Here then, take it. And tell that Yida lass I've got a wide selection of headwear in stock if she ever decides to replace that dowdy old mask of hers. Gods know she needs to. She needs to. Yeah, if this is 2.55, I mean, I guess it makes sense, like, you know, some time has passed and now she wants to put a flower, at the, I guess you could call it, like, kind of a pseudo-memorial site. I mean, obviously it's not made with that in mind, but, oh, I don't even know where I'm going. Oh, yeah, because I went out the wrong exit. I just, you know, beyond, like, some dialogue, I didn't expect, you know, them to, or, you know, there to be quests still dealing with, you know, Moonbreeda's passing. Ugh, Rowena can be so annoying. She just will not take no for an answer. Every time I visit her, she insists I replace my visor with something more fashionable. And when I tell her I like it just fine the way it is, she says it again, and then again, and then again. It drives me crazy. What I mean to say is, I really appreciate you doing this for me. So anyway, let's see it. Moon daisy. Moon daisies are often hung to rafters, trees, or other elevated locations to represent the celestial body when performing holy rituals to the goddess Menfina during daylight hours. Moonbreeda loved these things, you know. I hope that somewhere, somehow, she knows I'm still thinking of her.
I'll never forget you, Moon. None of us will.
The song riseth to a crescendo.
Enigmatic as ever. Ooh. Not so enigmatic. Definitely not so enigmatic. Maybe being a bit of a bro. Hey, it's about to go down.
Is that what I think it is?
Hello, can you hear me? We have received grave tidings from Ishgard. Pray return to the Rising Stones at once.
So I think this is probably a lead into Steps of Faith. Okay, now let's see if I can find my way back. Follow the quest marker. So it'll be interesting to do Steps of Faith solo. Because I've definitely never done that, and I don't know, I just don't know what to expect. I mean, other than just, you know, the mechanics of it, but I mean, obviously, like, I'm not gonna be able to man the cannons and stuff. I don't know how that'll affect the ads. Get there when I get there. We shall press onwards as we have always done. I will not squander the sacrifices of our fallen friends by surrendering to a paralysis born of fear. My apologies for the interruption. I was deeply saddened to learn of Moonbreeda's passing. Her loss would be sorely felt. Alas, recent developments in Ishgard leave us little time to mourn. The envoy from Kurthus will soon arrive, and we must hasten to hear her report. Thank you for watching. We're almost done with The Realm Reborn. Next, we're going to be working on the Crystal Tower series, which is now required for the MSQ. So I've actually waited until the quest that requires Crystal Tower, and I'm going to do the Tower quests and then go back to the MSQ and finish off A Realm Reborn. So if you're looking forward to seeing more, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see me do this content live, the link to my Twitch is down below. Thank you again for watching, and have a great one.